Hello, everybody. Well, that's very exciting, isn't it? Welcome to the stream. Let's just clear this up, get this out of the way first of all. We have announced TerraTech Worlds. How very exciting. I was going to make a really funny bit about how I had some news and like it was really important, it was really big news, and then just sort of say like I had a haircut and I had a beard trim. And then I just sort of, flippantly announced that we've announced TerraTech World. But I didn't do that. Instead, I just played the trailer, which is awesome. So yeah, hello everybody, welcome to the stream. I hope you're all well, and I hope you've all seen the awesome news. Let me know what you're thinking in chat. Let me know your thoughts. What have we got going on? Charlie San. Fresh all on YouTube. Tree0902 on Twitch says, hey, how's it going, everyone? So yeah, let's talk about some TerraTech Worlds quickly, shall we? So everything that you've seen in the trailer is pretty much everything that we can show right now. So everything that's already out in the ether, that's pretty much what I'm able to talk about. It's not because I'm mean. It's not because I'm sworn to secrecy. It's because that's literally all we have to show. Everything else we will confirm in due course. So a lot of the questions that we've had, for example, console corporations, all that kind of cool stuff. We'll have more info on that coming very, very shortly. But just to clear up, this isn't. We're going to be doing TerraTech stuff this stream. This is a TerraTech stream, not a TerraTech World stream. I just wanted to get everybody hyped for TerraTech World because it looks awesome. But yeah, like I say, we'll have more news. I know it's annoying because we've sort of we've fed in some lovely tasty little teasers for TerraTech Worlds. And you want to know everything. You want to know all the cool things that's going to come, and if it's on your platform, if it will be how similar it's going to be to TerraTech 1, all that kind of cool stuff. But I will say, if you have any questions, if you want to know what we are able to talk about, head over to the website, the TerraTechWorlds.com. There's a blog post, there's a games description, and if you like what you see, make sure you wishlist. So it's on Steam currently. You can wishlist it. Let me dig. I should have had this prepared. Why am I not prepared? Let me find it on the Steam TerraTech Worlds. Here we go. So yeah, you can wishlist it. So here's the trailer. Sorry, excuse me. Here is the Steam store page. So head over to that if you want to wishlist it. Yeah, and you can check out all the details on there as well. So I hope that's useful. So what can we talk about with TerraTech Worlds? Not really a huge amount that we can talk about. Everything you need to know is on that website. It's on the Steam store page. So yeah, go check that out. Go watch the trailer about 1 million more times because it's awesome. Yeah, but today's stream, that's what we're here for. Today we're going to be streaming some TerraTech 1, and we'll be focusing on that. I think one of the big questions that we can answer quite easily from TerraTech players is will we continue to support and update TerraTech? And the obvious answer to that is yes, of course we will, because we blooming love TerraTech. And yeah, it's proved quite well. It's worked out. This system of updating it every so often has worked quite well, so we might as well just carry on doing that. So that's the plan. So yeah, so we've got some we've got some big content drops coming up. So we've got co-op crafting. That's due to release alongside circuits and systems in co-op in the next update. So again, keep your eyes peeled for that. And then beyond that, we'll have more details on what more is to come very soon. But yeah, rest assured that if you are a fan of TerraTech and this whole new TerraTech Worlds thing just isn't your bag, don't worry, we've got you. Just stick around with TerraTech, and we can take it from there. Cool. So let me just check. I've answered some of the things I can do on Twitch. Grim Lowe's said TerraTech World co-op. What will it be about? TerraTech now is behind on story mode. Will TerraTech 2 build on story mode and have more to do with it than in single player, or will single player be best? That's a good question. I can't really answer. Again, I literally don't know. I'm not able to answer that. in terms of what the TerraTech World single player looks like, don't know, honestly. But today we're going to be looking at some of the awesome stuff that we have coming up with TerraTech. So actually, the good sort of segue, good time to talk about exactly what how this is all going to work. So effectively, the way you look at it, we have TerraTech Worlds, the TerraTech Worlds team, and the TerraTech team. There are two different teams. There is some crossover between some disciplines. So, for example, like the QA, if you're in QA, you will work. Sometimes you work on TerraTech World. Sometimes you'll work on TerraTech 1 or TerraTech. So with art can be kind of across both projects. But for the most part, the core team of coders, sort of myself, will be focusing mainly on TerraTech. And then there's the whole other TerraTech Worlds team, which is actually bigger. Because they've been ramping up for a while now. If you've been paying attention to the Payload careers page, you'll notice that we've been hiring out of the wazoo for a while. So so the TerraTech Worlds team is much bigger because it's obviously a much bigger project, and that needs to get off the ground. So yeah, just to give you some context, we will continue to develop TerraTech 1, TerraTech, with awesome new stuff. Cool. Right. Someone asked if TerraTech is actually on offer. If you've got, I think it's on offer. It's on sale on the PlayStation and the Switch. I think it's only Switch EU though. But yeah. Oh, lovely jubbly. Right. Shall we move on? Let's talk about what we're going to be doing on today's stream, which is the Great Ball Contraption version 2. So, to celebrate circuits and systems and co-op crafting and all of that good stuff coming to co-op, we thought now would be a good time to reignite or revisit one of the legacy community challenges that was set up by one of the kind of founding moderators on TerraTech on the Discord. Fellow by the name of Zero Gravitas. Some of you may remember the name. You may even have watched some of their YouTube videos. They're a very, very popular, very prominent member of the community, and they're awesome. And way back when, and I'm talking way back when, let me check when this video was published. I can't actually see. YouTube doesn't make it easy to see when it was released, does it? Let me check. Oh, that's annoying. I don't see a release date. Oh yeah, 5 years ago, literally 5 years ago, Zero Gravitas made a community project, which was the idea was it was a Great Ball Contraption. So I'll tell you what, let's just take a look at the Great Ball Contraption now. So this is what it is. Let me turn the volume down. There we go. Yeah, so this is the Great Ball Contraption. This is what Zero Gravitas set up, and as you can see, it's pretty crazy. Just clean up those edges. What have we got going on here? Well, there's a lot. As you can see. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, so the idea is you take one, well, not one, but you take as many sort of shield balls or repair bubble balls as you can, and you kind of move it across to different devices. I think this video does it justice quite well. Yeah, it was a really, really cool sort of project, and it was basically each person took it upon themselves to create a different element of the Great Ball Contraption. I think this one basically disassembled the ball. Basically broke it down in a scrapper, and then took each component part and put it into one of these weird kind of minecart things, I guess. So let's take a look at this one. So this one, oh, I can't even tell what's going on here. But yeah, you get the gist, right? So you can see this the one in the front, this one here. Oh, you can't even see my mouse. The one at the front is a really interesting design, the way it sort of pushes them up. Now this is actually a lot easier, and so I'll come on to this in a minute, but that sort of mechanic of physically pushing blocks across up and down is actually much, much easier now. But yeah, we'll look into that in a second. So yeah, so we're going to take this and we're going to do a different version. We're going to do an updated version using circuits and systems and co-op crafting and yeah, all that goodness. You can even see this is how old it is. It's got the old UI down here at the bottom. So yeah, so like I say, oh, you can, how cool is that? So it's using Quack Duck. Shout out to Quack Duck. I think it used. Goodness, how did it work? It was the hover bug it used to move these resources across the conveyors. Maybe it's just you moving them across conveyors naturally. Yeah, so there's conveyors going on underneath, and then that's it. So there's conveyors. There's some blocks above the conveyors, so the resources are moving along the conveyor with a block underneath it, and then as the block moves along, the ball will then be pulled along the conveyor on the physical block, on top of the physical block. So again, very, very clever idea, and hopefully we can improve on this with the with all the new circuits and systems blocks. I'm just going to let this run for a little bit longer because this is. Well, it's 30. I'm not going to run it the whole way because it's 35 minutes. The stream will be finished by the time I'm finished. So this one is literally chomping them up. It's taking each block in, it's chomping them up, breaking it down into each component part. You can see it in the monster's mouth there. And then I think it just shoots it out the top, I believe. So yeah, you can see it coming in the mouth hole there. The scrapper's going to eat it up, chomp it out, and then the component parts come out of it there. So this is the premise of what we're going to be doing. Let's have a look. So it takes the blocks. Okay, so that's funny. So it takes the blocks or the components for the block to the top of this tower, and then reconfigures them back to their component to get back to their original part, and then spits them down this sort of snaky ladder bit. So this is going to be interesting. This is going to be an interesting community challenge because. I think firstly, coming up with an idea to actually move the ball is going to be fun, but or interesting. But actually, how they're all going to fit together. I know Zero Gravitas had a real labor of love trying to get this thing all sort of tied in together. Oh, bit of a shout out to Reaper as well. Cool. Right, so that's pretty much what the challenge is going to be. Let me get rid of that. So it's the Great Ball Contraption version 2. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go into game. And I'm going to show you. Whoops, let's get rid of that. Well, don't worry, we're not in an achievement hunting game. This is my Great Ball Contraption. Now, this is very kind of unrefined. I just had a bit of a blast at it a couple of weeks ago. And actually, do you know what? I've completely forgotten how it works. But let me run you through how I think this is going to work, and then you can then all shout at me for getting it wrong. But basically, we have a dispenser, a Great Ball dispenser here, with some actuating gates at the front. So obviously they're going to open up. The ball's going to drop out. They're going to land on this actuating gate, which is going to feed it onto my basically stepping ladder. So it's going to feed the balls further up all the way to the top, and then let me check up here, and then they're going to fall back into this dispenser, which is then going to do the exact same thing going. So in theory, if this all goes to plan, you should see some, I think we've got shield bubbles. Yeah, shield bubbles should be walking up this ladder, land in here, and then go up this ladder as well. So I have it all cooked up to some very clever circuitry using wired and wireless things. Let's just do it, shall we? So this is where I get it all wrong. So let's just start it up and just see what happens. Okay, fine. Did that work? It did work. Right, we're off. So let's go into photo mode. So you can see the first batch of balls have been released. And they've stopped. The whole thing has stopped, and I think I know why. I think it's because this is on. So let's turn that off. Actually, let's reload. Reload, everybody. Reload. Try again. Okay, so this turns it off. So let's just make sure that's not turned off. And we can hit this, and it's going to go. Ready? So this gate's going to open. All the balls are going to fall out. Ready? There you go. And then they're going to get put onto the... There you go. Oh, look at it go. And they're going to get pushed. And then up. And then pushed. And then up. Pushed. Up. Oh, look at it go. I'm so proud of myself. All the way to the top. Dun, dun, dun. Nearly there. With the last rung, and then off we go into this hopper. Some of them don't actually make it all the way through, and then we start it again. This hopper's going to open. Come on, more of them fall out. Oh no. Okay, right. So that's bad placement. Bad placement on my part. This isn't close enough to the... Damn it. Okay, so they're not going to go up. You get the point. Let's get out of this mode. And let's just let it run. Let's just see what happens. So this is the Great Ball Contraption version 2. So my challenge is to you guys and girls and everyone in between. We're going to make more... I want you to make an addition to this. So ignore... Actually, let's just get rid of this. We don't need this, and we don't need this. We're going to make more... That piston ladder thingy was satisfying to watch. Thanks, man. Yeah, like I said, I threw it together quite quickly. Sebi says, looks like repair bubbles are out of style. I should have used repair bubbles. I don't know why I use shield bubbles, because annoyingly there's some legacy, there's some old circuits and systems, weird behaviors going on with these. So I might reload it with some healing bubbles. But basically, sorry, the challenge that I'm putting to the community, that's everybody that's watching this and anybody that's interested, is to basically build, you know, something cool that we can add on to this. And then another thing that we can add on to this. And then so much so that it becomes a nice big circle. And then... We don't have to use the dispenser. I'm just put it there just to make my life easier. But effectively, we want another sort of machine to come around and drop off a shield bubble or a repair bubble. Doesn't really matter. Onto here, and then it'll keep on going, and then we'll start it all again. That's the challenge. I'm anticipating many headaches. I'm anticipating many sleepless nights because this thing is going to get tough. But yeah, the point is, go out, build something, make something that's really cool. I will then, in a stream in a few weeks' time, I will use co-op. We'll load into a co-op game. Probably will have to be co-op creative because it won't work in R&D. Co-op obviously isn't in R&D. Yeah, we'll build them all together. We'll get as many people as we can into one game, and then we'll try and fix them all together on stream. And yeah, and it'll be fun. Technic held on Twitch says, why is there a build limit on PS4? Good question. So I'll answer it as briefly as I can. So the build limit, or a world capacity, which is there to ensure that the game runs as smoothly as possible. Without it, the game may encounter sort of performance issues or you know, crashes, low frame rates, that sort of stuff, which for PlayStation and Xbox and Switch isn't ideal. So much so that if your game didn't perform to their standards, you know, if your game was consistently crashing, they may not publish your game at all. So that's why we had to implement some sort of world capacity or block limit on the console versions. Again, we realise that it's not entirely the same experience as the PC or the Steam version. However, if it was kind of a toss-up between not publishing it on those platforms, or if it was a choice of not publishing them at all or publishing them with some changes, I think we'll always take the latter in those instances. So yeah, I appreciate that it's not ideal. So I'm going to drink some invisible water now. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. Let me just read something. Some other comments on the chat. Just wanted to quickly suggest you should consider partnering with Lathland because he's done some very pleasant videos for TerraTech. Maybe there could be some promotional benefit. That's Front Row at the Blank Show. We do work with Lathrix or Lathland or whatever name they choose to go by. We do work with them sometimes. We will reach out and ask if they want to do some promo stuff. I'm under the impression that Lathland likes to work kind of on their own. Is the gist. We'd love to work. We'd love working with content creators. If you have an audience and you want to do some content, some TerraTech content, hit us up. We will be interested to see what you can do. But yeah, that's it really. We'd love to work with Lathland as much as we can, but I think they just want to be a bit autonomous. They want to work on their own, which is we totally get that. I agree as well. Lathland has done some really, really cool TerraTech content before. Hopefully they'll get involved in some of the circuits and system stuff that we've done. Watch this space. What else have we got? Let's take another look. Let's jump back into the Great Ball Contraption version 2. Just to remind everyone what this community challenge is all about. While I remember, I will remove these. So, the Great Ball Contraption. If you think of anyone know Rube, is it Rube Goldberg? Rude Goldberg, let me check. Rube. It is Rube Goldberg. A Rube Goldberg machine is one of these. Again, if you don't know what this is, go and Google it. This is the kind of vibe that we're going for with the Great Ball Contraption. So let's not have that on because that breaks it. And let's turn it on again. So, photo mode. Let's check it out. So it's going to go in any second now. There we go. Off it goes. It's going to spit some out. It's going to tip them on. It's going to push them up. It's going to push them over. It's going to push them up. And so forth, and so forth. All the way to that frame rate as soon as it eases off. It's beautiful. All the way to the top. All the way to the top, and then it's just throwing them off the top. So yeah, like I said, build something that can bolt onto this, that can then move the blocks to somewhere else or do something else really fun. This is indeed very satisfying, kind of like those reverse waterfalls. Oh, thanks, Abby. Is the new TerraTech world going to replace the current TerraTech? No, is the honest answer. Well, we hope not. We kind of mentioned this in the press release, all the sort of on the blog post and stuff, that TerraTech World is very much a different game to TerraTech. So they can live alongside each other. There's no reason why we can't continue to make TerraTech without, or make TerraTech World and give up on TerraTech. So I think the way we've described it is TerraTech World is like a spiritual successor or a spiritual sequel. It's not like TerraTech 1 plus loads of cool stuff. It's sort of like a reimagining or a re-envisioning of the TerraTech sort of premise. Tourist says, I saw the World's announcement trailer earlier. Will we get Legion finally in that? That's all to be confirmed, as far as I can say. Like I say, I'm really trying not to be like I'm sworn to secrecy, because I'm not. We just don't know what the answers to these questions are yet, is the honest answer. So until we have more details to share, obviously we will share them. And it's worth noting that we will develop TerraTech Worlds in the same way that we've developed TerraTech. We're a community-driven developer. We take community feedback on board very seriously. And I can already see that the wheels are in motion for, we've already started to listen to some of the questions that we've had regarding corporations, regarding, the future of TerraTech, all that kind of stuff. And I can guarantee that we take it all very seriously. So yeah, just bear that in mind. And that we will always share, and a part of community-driven development is we share things with our players as quickly as it makes sense to do so. We're not ones to just sort of sit on something and say, here's this thing that we've done. Like, we will obviously share with everyone as quickly as we can, when we can. So yeah, just have a bit of faith, have a bit of trust, have a bit of patience in us, because you know these things take time. So yeah. Are you guys planning on new biomes? Asks Steph on Facebook. Yeah, we are. We aren't actively working on any at the minute, so there won't be any coming anytime soon. But seeing how kind of popular and how well received the Wastelands biome was, I can't see why we can't do more of those in the future. Again, I'm not a producer. I'm not a anything like that. But I know that, you know, it's what actually was the question? Are you guys planning on new biomes? So yeah, we were planning on them. But like I said, they are not currently in the works. Sharmoni, hey Sharmoni, how's it going? Asking for an ETA for TerraTech Worlds. That's again is one of these unknowns at the minute. We don't have a release date. We don't know when that's going to be. All the information that we have is on the website, is on the TerraTech Worlds website or the Steam store page. So yeah, unfortunately, you're not going to get any scoops out of me today. There is actually there's something that I can share. Let me just check that I'm getting this right. It's not TerraTech Game anymore. It's TerraTechWorld.com. Let me check the news page. Here we go. Oh, it's such a sleep. We can't send the website. Go check it out. Actually, I might as well share it. Oh, no, I can't. Okay, fine. There isn't a huge amount of detail on here. So yeah, so this is the line. I'm going to read this verbatim from the website. When will TerraTech Worlds be released? We haven't confirmed an initial release date, as we want to work with the community to make TerraTech Worlds the best possible experience for players. We will be running a closed alpha playtest in autumn 2023, and will regularly share details of the development process as we work towards our Steam Early Access launch. So follow us on socials or sign up to our newsletter to receive these updates. So that's the official line. So yeah, that's all I can share at the minute. Hello Matt, love the new trailer. I did miss you though. Oh, thanks Golden Assassin. 1 second. Sebi says, what are the ambitions of the gameplay style of TerraTech Worlds? It seems like it's way smaller scale than TerraTech, and our creativity is a lot more limited than our massive selection of tech sizes of TerraTech. Again, I'm not going to be able to answer that in the amount of detail that you want me to. I just don't know. This, by the way, just to recap, this is a TerraTech stream. We're talking about TerraTech mostly today, or I was trying to. I understand, you know, you're going to have questions about TerraTech Worlds, so yeah. Tourist on YouTube says, I really hope the system requirements will not be too high. It would be unfortunate for only those that have several thousand US dollars or so, the only ones about able to run it, please. Again, I don't know. I don't know. Cool, right. I think that's sort of everything, really. Should we take one last look at my awesome Great Ball Contraption before we go? So yeah, I'll post, if you're on our Discord, if you're not on our Discord, I will share that now. But I'll post all the details of this community challenge on our Discord server. So let me find that now. Get an invite going, cool. So if you want full details of this challenge, head over to our Discord server. I've just shared that in the link in chat. I've shared a link in chat to everybody, so you can go check it out. But in the meantime, let's look at the Great Ball Contraption version 2 one more time. Ready, go. Ready, and then moving them up. So, circuits and systems are really good for this. This is why I think it's a good time to revisit this challenge. because of the addition of circuits and systems, and hopefully soon to be co-op crafting as well, because it just works really well. It works really nicely. Let's just leave it here so we can. Everybody look at one. Everyone look at a ball and see what happens to it. Pick a ball, keep your eyes on it, see what happens. Back to our beloved classic though. Will the current factions get more weapons and wheels and treads still? Absolutely, tourists. So one thing that we know that you guys love is new blocks. So there's new blocks, new missions, new biomes. Maybe not new skins so much. The player survey told us that skins weren't particularly high on your list of wants and needs, but you never know. We might add some new skins in the future. But yeah, so those are the sort of the main big ticket items that we will continue to add in the future. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that. Is co-op crafting coming to console? Sorry, Gabriel, I'm so sorry. You did ask me this earlier, and I missed it. Is co-op crafting? Yes, co-op crafting will be coming to console as well. Yeah, well, I mean, it's not going to make it into this update. We're currently working on a new update for console. It's not going to make it into that update, but it will be in the next one after that. So yeah, that's the plan. Super. Right. I think that's going to do us for now. Let me. It's so funny as well. I don't know if you can tell. I don't know how obvious it's been, but there's a door just there, about a meter where I'm pointing. There's a door, and just beyond that door, the whole TerraTech World team has been sat there. You've got designers, you've got coders, you've got loads of them. And I've always been anxious when we've been streaming that you could always hear what they're talking about. But now I don't need to worry about that because the secret's out. I need to figure out ways to get these to go onto the things better. Doesn't matter. Right. There we have everyone. Let's answer a few more questions before we shoot off. Is there a possibility for a new corporation to be added to TerraTech, possibly a water-based corp if you decide to somehow add water? Sapphire Dragon 114 on YouTube. Look, I will. One thing, and this isn't. You're not going to like this answer because it's a bit airy fairy, but we never with TerraTech we never say never. I thought we were going to say never about co-op crafting, and then all of a sudden I'm hearing that we're doing co-op crafting and that it is possible and that it's all going to be fine. So if I've learned anything from that, it's that, yeah, with TerraTech, you never say never. And this isn't just TerraTech in general. I think most games, most sort of software in general, you can pretty much do anything you want. If you have an idea, you can pretty much achieve it. So in terms of water, we never say never. But it's going to be very low on our list of priorities just because of the amount of work that would be required to do it properly. So to answer your question about a new corporation, always possible. So to answer the question, is there a possibility for a new corporation? Yeah, there's always a possibility. New corporations are great. We love new corporations. They're actually bang for buck some of the most easy to make content in the game. So yeah, definitely a possibility of new corporations. We know that water and a water biome or a water thing is sort of yeah. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say a water biome is it's a requested feature. We get it a lot, but unfortunately, yeah, just the actual implementation of it would be a bit hard and take too long. So yeah. I'm happy with the extent support the game has gotten over the time. Thank you, Matt, and pass my thanks on to the rest of the team. I will do, Taurus. Thanks for the good words. There is a mod for it, but it takes a toll on the gameplay. Yeah, so that's the other thing. There is a water mod that does effectively do water in inverted commas. It adds a plane. It adds a plane of water across the world that you can adjust. It adds I think it adds buoyancy. Now, don't get me wrong. The idea of a whole water-based corporation would be amazing. You can have buoyancy blocks. You can have torpedoes. You can have all of the cool stuff that comes with being on water, but in TerraTech. That'd be amazing. And who knows, you know, okay, so who knows? Maybe further down the line, maybe once we've done everything that we could ever dream of doing with TerraTech, we'll come back to water and try and add it in some sort of way. But like I say, if I could list off the things, this is just off the top of my head, of what adding water to TerraTech would mean. It would mean a whole new biome. It would mean a whole new corporation. It would mean new physics. It would mean, actually, just those first two alone are massive. So yeah, big work. Water base would be great. Yeah, underwater base. An underwater base would be amazing. Like a little bubble that's full of air, and you can sort of go underneath it and catch your breath like you do in Echo. Is it Echo the Dolphin? Maybe I'm getting my retro game references wrong. But yeah, underwater base would be amazing. Do remember, folks, we can always make hovering boats at the least. Exactly. That's basically water anyway. It's just like hovers that are really hard to control. Just stopping by to say hello. Long time no see. Greetings to the whole TerraTech family. Thanks for stopping by. It's great to have you. Lovely. Right. I think that's going to bring us to the end of today's stream. Head over to our Discord. I've shared it in chat. I've shared the link in chat. Join our Discord. I'm going to have more info, more details on exactly how this community challenge is going to work. But yeah, stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for more TerraTech content news. Stay tuned for more TerraTech Worlds news. It's going to be a very, very exciting time to be at Payload. All right. Have a great week, everyone. Thanks for stopping by. Look after yourselves.